Hey, Celtics Nation! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Boston Celtics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll always stay up to date and never miss out on any exclusive news. There's a growing buzz in the NBA circles right now. A swirling rumor that could shake up the way the league handles player conduct during the playoffs. OG ANUNOBY, a name that has been steadily rising among basketball fans, is at the center of a storm. What he did during the playoffs is being described by insiders as simply unacceptable. An incident so heated and intense that whispers are circulating that the NBA might have no choice but to step in and take action. The story, it's about ANUNOBY allegedly crossing a line by verbally offending another player from the Boston Celtics, a franchise known for its passionate, competitive athletes. This isn't just a minor spat or trash talk. The words exchanged were reportedly sharp, enough to rattle the Celtics locker room and stir up tension between the teams. While the exact details of what was said remain tightly under wraps, the magnitude of the fallout is fueling speculation that the NBA's disciplinary committee could launch an investigation, potentially resulting in fines or suspensions. This is the kind of storyline that makes playoff basketball even more dramatic, where emotions run high and the stakes are massive. Fans and analysts alike are on edge, wondering what consequences might come for ANUNOBY if the league steps in to maintain its reputation and set an example, adding fuel to the fire. Rumors suggest that the Celtics player, who was targeted by ANUNOBY's comments, did not take the insult lightly, reportedly responding in kind and escalating the situation. This exchange between the high-profile athletes could spark a wider conflict between the teams, which would be a nightmare scenario for the league during the most critical phase of the season. The NBA, already under pressure to ensure a clean and respectful competitive environment, might view this incident as a tipping point. A reminder that even the most intense playoff battles must have boundaries. ANUNOBY's reputation as a tough and reliable defender might be overshadowed if he is seen as crossing ethical lines. And the Celtics are likely rallying their fan base around this controversy, adding layers to the rivalry. It's unclear whether this will lead to on-court retaliation or a heated showdown in the media. But the buzz is undeniable. Something big is brewing behind the scenes, and everyone's waiting for the official word from the NBA. If they do act, it could set a precedent for how player conduct is managed moving forward in high-pressure games. Meanwhile, basketball insiders have been dissecting what this means for OG ANUNOBY's career trajectory. Until now, ANUNOBY has been praised for his versatility and calm under pressure, a player who quietly does his job without drawing unnecessary attention. But this incident could mark a turning point where his image takes a hit, especially if the NBA's intervention results in public reprimand or disciplinary measures. The timing couldn't be worse, considering the playoffs are when players showcase their best skills and mental toughness, carving out legacies and increasing their market value. If ANUNOBY ends up suspended or fined, it could not only impact his team's chances, but also influence how teams view him during contract negotiations or trade talks. Moreover, the NBA's stance on player conduct has been evolving, with the league increasingly emphasizing respect and professionalism to appeal to a global audience. In this context, the league may feel compelled to act decisively to reinforce those values. For ANUNOBY, this means that whatever happens next could either be a temporary setback or a defining moment in how his career is perceived by fans, teammates, and opponents alike. From the Celtics' perspective, this alleged incident is being seen as a rallying cry, a moment that could unite their team and fans behind a shared sense of injustice. Boston has always thrived on rivalries and the emotional fuel they provide, and this kind of verbal confrontation fits right into the narrative of playoff intensity. The player on the receiving end of ANUNOBY's offense is reportedly well respected within the Celtics locker room, someone whose leadership and toughness helped drive the team's success. If those close to him are publicly defending him and condemning ANUNOBY's actions, it adds weight to the situation, making it not just a personal dispute but a matter of team honor. Celtics fans, known for their passion and loyalty, could use this as motivation to bring extra energy and grit to upcoming games, intensifying the atmosphere in arenas and boosting the rivalry to new heights. Social media is already buzzing with Celtics supporters debating the incident, and this grassroots reaction might pressure the league to respond swiftly and transparently. Whether this fuels a Celtics surge or creates distractions remains to be seen, but the potential for drama on and off the court is definitely growing. In the background, League officials are rumored to be quietly reviewing footage and gathering statements to piece together a complete picture of what really happened. Between ANUNOBY and the Celtics player, the NBA has a vested interest in maintaining the integrity and image of the game, especially during the playoffs, which draw massive viewership worldwide. This is not just about punishing a player. It's about sending a message that the league does not tolerate disrespectful or inflammatory behavior that can tarnish the spirit of competition. The intervention, if it happens, will likely be carefully calibrated to balance justice with the understanding that emotions run high in intense matchups. Sources suggest that the league is considering a range of disciplinary options, from fines to suspensions or mandatory conduct counseling, depending on how severe they judge ANUNOBY'S actions to be. The possibility of an official statement or hearing has fans, commentators, and analysts buzzing, each speculating on the timing and outcome. How this situation unfolds could also impact future NBA policies regarding player interactions and the limits of acceptable conduct in high-stakes games, adding to the intrigue. Some insiders speculate that this incident might not be isolated, but rather part of a growing tension between the Raptors, ANUNOBY'S team, and the Celtics. Playoff series often breed intense rivalries, and off-court conflicts can bleed into on-court performances, affecting strategies and player dynamics. If this is the case, the league could be dealing with a larger issue than just a single verbal altercation. Reports suggest that there may have been prior exchanges or minor skirmishes that have escalated to this point, which would mean the NBA needs to address systemic issues in how players manage emotions and conflicts during critical moments. The optics of intervening could be tricky for the league, as they want to avoid appearing to police every heated exchange while still upholding standards of respect and sportsmanship. For now, all eyes are on ANUNOBY, the Celtics player involved, and the league's next moves, as this story continues to unfold with the unpredictability and drama only playoff basketball can deliver. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. From a fan perspective, this rumor has injected a fresh wave of excitement and debate into the playoffs. Fans love drama as much as they love great basketball, and this story has all the ingredients for a compelling narrative. Social media platforms are flooded with discussions, memes, and passionate opinions, with some supporters defending ANUNOBY'S right to be fiery on the court, and others condemning the verbal offense as crossing the line. This divide reflects broader conversations about player behavior, mental toughness, and respect in sports. The tension adds another layer to the playoffs, turning each game between the Raptors and Celtics into more than just a contest of skill, but a clash charged with personal stakes. Streaming chat rooms, fan forums, and sports talk shows are amplifying the buzz, turning what might have been a forgotten incident into a major talking point that could influence how fans perceive both teams and players involved. This cultural impact highlights how off-court incidents can shape the narrative of an entire playoff series. Meanwhile, sports journalists and commentators are scrambling to get insider information, seeking confirmation or denial from sources close to the players and league officials. Some reports hint that the NBA's disciplinary committee might convene soon to discuss the matter, while others suggest the league is exercising caution, waiting for the playoffs to progress before making a public statement. This uncertainty is only fueling speculation and adding pressure on the league to handle the situation delicately yet decisively. The media narrative is painting ANUNOBY as a player on the edge, whose passion may have gotten the best of him, but also as someone who could redeem himself by taking responsibility if the situation is addressed properly. For Celtics media outlets, this incident is a potential headline grabber, providing ammunition to frame the Raptors and ANUNOBY as antagonists in the playoff saga. The media's role in shaping public perception means this rumor isn't just about what happened on the court, but how it's told and rattled in the court of public opinion. There's also talk among former players and NBA insiders about the long-term implications of incidents like this for the league's culture. The NBA has been evolving into a league that promotes respect, diversity, and professionalism, with strict codes of conduct to avoid off-court controversies that can damage the sport's image. If the league does intervene against ANUNOBY, it might reinforce a broader campaign to keep player behavior in check, especially in high-pressure moments where tempers flare. This could lead to more education programs, stricter penalties, and a cultural shift emphasizing emotional intelligence. and conflict resolution among players. Some voices argue that playoff basketball should be a stage for passion and intensity, even if that means occasional heat-of-the-moment flare-ups, while others believe that the line must be clear to protect players' dignity and the game's integrity. How this case is handled might influence not only current players, but also the next generation of athletes who look up to the NBA's stars as role models. The league's response could become a case study in balancing competitive fire with sportsmanship. Lastly, the ripple effects of this rumored confrontation might extend beyond the current playoffs, affecting team dynamics and future matchups. The Raptors and Celtics could carry this tension into the offseason, shaping how players approach their rivalries and negotiations. Coaches and team management will be watching closely, perhaps altering their strategies to mitigate conflict or to leverage it as motivation. Player agents might also step in, advising their clients on the potential consequences of public altercations. For OG Anunoby himself, this moment could be a defining chapter in his career, testing his resilience and maturity. Whether he emerges stronger or faces setbacks depends heavily on how the NBA chooses to act and how he responds publicly and personally. This bubbling rumor, whether it escalates into formal action or quietly resolves, is a potent reminder that playoff basketball is not just about skill but also about managing pressure, emotions, and reputation. Fans, teams, and the league alike will be watching closely, waiting to see how this story unfolds in the coming days. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.